10th day in the 79th year of our independence, and this is the case. When freedom was won, it was promised that the poor will rise. But today, Airtel and Jio rise instead. Two giants deciding the price of our voices, shelving base plans, and nudging the citizens to pay more. Once they killed the competition with cheaper offers. Now, with only two players left standing, they dictate the terms. This is not free market, this is a corporate captivity. In Dipu, Assam, the betrayal cuts deeper. The sixth schedule of the constitution was written to protect tribal lands, a safeguard against exploitation, giving local councils power over forest lands and resources. But today, the same council is giving 3,000 bighas of tribal land to a private firm. The chief bills are 200 crore mentioned, while the tribal families lives in huts without roofs. What the constitution promised, politics has sold. This is not development. This is a constitutional betrayal. In the next incident in Uttar Pradesh, Moradabad, the police ordered Muslim wedding bands cannot use Hindu names. This after a single complaint. Not about unemployment, not about inflation, not about farmer suicide, but about a band names. India has over 500 wedding bands, many of them run by Muslims, who for decades named their group after Hindu deities, a mark of shared culture, not disrespect. But today, the state itself is issuing orders that divide the community based on their names. Such actions strike at the heart of Article 14, equality before law, Article 19, freedom of expression, and Article 25, freedom of religion. The Constitution does not allow governments to create communal disharmony, yet that is exactly what is happening. And at the very top, the Prime Minister's degree case drags on. For years, questions about his education have been, stonewalled. Today, once again, the court date arrives, but the judge does not arrive. The verdict is delayed, the truth remains hidden. What message does it send when the world's largest democracy cannot prove the education of its leading leader? Even partition, the deepest wound in our history, is now being repackaged to fit the state's story. Thomas was written to expose the horrors of partition, but today partition's memory itself is being reshaped to suit the political narratives. The renaming of the play isn't accidental. It's rewriting of how India remembers its own history. 79 years after independence, citizens are still shackled by monopolies that loot their pockets, by councils that sell their land, by politics that divide their names, and by a system that hides truth in plain sight. This is not independence, this is control dressed as freedom.